Attention A1 Trading Show fans. If you're looking to get funded, we've got a solution for you. Our partnered prop firm FX2 Funding helps traders get access to up to $200,000 in trading capital. FX2 Funding is not your average prop firm. We've chosen them as our partner because of their fair examination rules, their professional and available customer service, and they have an outstanding reputation in the prop firm space. Here's a quick look at their evaluation process. First, they don't have a time limit on their evaluations. That means that you can take your time when passing your evaluation. There's no pressure to rush your trading. Second, there is only one phase to pass in their evaluation before getting access to your funded account. Also, their evaluation fees are fairly priced and fully refundable upon passing. Once you're funded, you'll be able to keep up to 85% of your trading profits. Finally, a rule we know swing traders will love: you can hold your positions over the weekend. For a limited time, get 15% off any of their account challenges with promo code A1Trading15. That's 15% off any account challenge with code A1Trading15. If you're ready to get funded, we're dropping a link in the chat right now, and you can also find it in the description down below. So go ahead and get signed up today for 15% off with promo code A1Trading15. Now, back to the show.
All right, everybody, and welcome back. Hey, Chandler, what's going on?
Hello, I needed to clear the air. I was looking at the wrong date when making this stream, and I put unemployment rates all over everything, and that's not what's happening today. And I think James will tell us about the news while I fix all this stuff in the background. So,
no worries. No worries. It happens. Thanks, Chandler.
I was wondering what he was doing in there too.
He decided to pop in today. He's the quiet.
Yeah, sure. Why not? He can be the third co-host.
Yeah, for sure.
Be fun.
Hey, James, what's going on? And couple things here on our radar. I do want to mention something here. We have a couple upcoming events. We do actually have unemployment tomorrow, but James, I want you to tell us a little bit about this tweet that we just put up and help us out on getting people to go check out the A1 Twitter. I've got it pulled up on my screen here.
Yeah, if you want to show it, I don't have it pulled up
Yeah.
on mine, but we tweeted out from the A1 Trading Twitter account. If you don't follow us on Twitter, by the way, you definitely should, because we share chart analysis on there. We share funny moments, like funny meme videos, stuff like that. It's live stream highlights. We keep you up to date with everything that we have going on. And today we put out a tweet that says, "What's one thing you wish you knew before you started trading?" Best answer gets a free month in our VIP Discord. So right now you can go to the A1 Trading Twitter account. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's A1 Trading _. Oh, there's a link to it too. You could also just click that link. That'll take you right to it. Give us a follow while you're there. It's free. And leave your comment down below. What's one thing you wish you knew before you started trading? And by the end of the day today, we will respond to one of your messages, and we will get you free access to the VIP Discord for a month. So it's like a free giveaway, and all you have to do is go follow us on Twitter and leave a comment down there. So yeah, something fun that we're doing today.
And James, why don't we do this? So for those of you guys who are in the audience, we had that link dropped there. You can just click that and it'll take you to this status. Again, it's a free month in our VIP if you do select the best or you put the best comment on there. Again, what's one thing you wish you knew before you started trading? Drop it on the tweet. And James, maybe later in the stream you could come back and we could take a look at some of the comments that get put on there here while we're on air and see if we can pick a winner.
Yeah, we can absolutely do that before we finish up today. And another little piece of community engagement, just because I'm curious about it. I just need to ask the people this question, because it's something that's been on our minds for the past couple of days. I think it's a question that's been on a lot of people's minds the past couple of days. And that's, if you had to pick one, you could only pick one. Are you going to go see Barbie, or are you going to go see Oppenheimer? If you had to pick one.
Well, That is certainly a loaded question, especially as it's coming out pretty soon. I think it's July 21st. They're in
It's
theaters.
this weekend, and we were
Yeah.
talking about it as we came into the office today, and I thought, you know what, I'm curious to see what the chat has to say. We got over 200 people watching in here, and
Yeah.
I promise that we'll get to the trading here in just a minute. But really quickly, if you want to, you can say Barbie or Oppenheimer if that's your preferred choice, or if you just don't like going to the movies, that's fine too. But
Yeah, let us know. Comment which one would you rather go see if you had to only see one, Barbie or Oppenheimer. My bet is James. I think you're an Oppenheimer guy, and so am I. I'd prefer to see that if I had to. Am I right about that? Or James, I don't know. I just don't see you as a Barbie advocate, if I'm being honest.
you know, I'm a good movie advocate, and I think it looks like a good movie. I'm gonna go see both. We got our first one here. George says easy Barbie, easily Barbie, and then comic compilation says Oppenheimer. Chandler's popping in here. Chandler, what are you gonna
I
say?
heard you guys talking movies. So me and my brother are going to see Oppenheimer first. But I think I'm going to see Barbie with a couple people around here that maybe people know
Yeah.
about.
Yes, we are planning an office outing to
Yep.
go see Barbie, all of us. But I'm excited to see both. If I had to pick one, it would be Oppenheimer. But I'm excited to see both.
Fair enough. Yes, and thank you to both the producers. In case you guys don't know these guys, these are the wizards behind the curtain that you guys watch these shows on. So Chandler, James, thank you guys both for weighing in on the movie side of things. Let's get back to the trading side of things now, as stuff still is moving. See you later,
Yes.
James. Thanks for the input, man.
Yes.
All right, guys, and let's jump into some charts here now. Sorry for those of you guys who are like, I just want the trading stuff. Sorry, we are still human beings. We sometimes chat about other things than trading, even though I hate it. I'm just kidding. I it is a normal thing to like other things than just trading, but I have to kind of distract myself somehow because recently, man, I've been missing a lot of trades. There's only one thing worse than losing a trade, in my personal opinion. It's being right about a trade and missing it. It sucks. And I don't care how long you've been doing this. I've been doing this for 7 years. When I miss a trade, it still hurts. Gold, I missed, and NASDAQ kept going without me. Frank, to make it worse, a gentleman who works in the office with us. He works on the software design of the EDGEFINDER. He's on the design team, and he's on the stream team. Frank does a little bit of everything. He's on the design team. He's on the stream team behind these shows. Well, Frank is in NAS and in gold. And Trayvon in the audience, shout out to Trayvon, says Trayvon says, I just caught a great S&P 500 trade. Love you, big bro, is shooting to the moon. Trayvon, congrats on your trade, man. That is awesome. Like I said, I'm rooting you guys on who are catching the indices, but I'm feeling a little bit of sadness and pain myself. But at the end of the day, the reminder that we need to know is that if you miss this trade, the markets aren't going anywhere. And it's not like it's going to never give you an opportunity to trade it again. So what's the path forward? Well, we show up and we do what we do every single day on these streams. We prep, we do the homework, and then we execute. Okay. So we're looking at gold here today. And guys, can you do me a quick favor? There's 246 of you guys. Do me a favor. First of all, hit the thumbs up on the stream if you don't mind. But number two, can you guys let me know in the chat, what are you guys trading? Do you have any trades on? Let's just get a little bit of like a room check. What are you guys trading right now? Ernest says NAS and S&P trailed me out. Ernest, yeah, I mean, that was me with the NASDAQ. And man, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. So here's what happened to me on the NASDAQ. I had to stop. And of course, hindsight is always 2020. Okay. After this pop here, right? After that pop, I trailed my stop just shy underneath the swing low. And as you can clearly see, that's a little bit agonizing when price comes right back down, taps me out of my trade, and keeps going. Now, I didn't take a loss. I made a profit. In fact, I really shouldn't complain at all. I made about $3,700 off of this move by itself, trading essentially from the bottom of this range. I picked it up and I rode it all the way up here. But of course, the NASDAQ does its thing and it just keeps going. Okay. So now today I'm sitting here and I'm watching this thing roll away from me. This is me trying to be as transparent as I possibly can on social media. I will admit, well, actually, I talk about it pretty frequently. The challenge of being on social media and talking about your trading is that a lot of hindsight warrior comments come in. I know you guys would never do that. I know a lot of really nice people watch these streams, and I do appreciate you guys. You guys get it. The stuff is hard, but you get the comments all the time. People saying, Nick, you should have done this. You could have been up this amount. You know, those comments are hard, but I know that that is relatable to you guys. Even if you don't have a YouTube channel, you don't talk about this stuff publicly. I know that those voices come from within too. Even if somebody else doesn't say it to you, you hear people ride NASDAQ trade. You hear people, you know, caught the perfect low on gold. And you sit there and you start wondering, well, what am I doing that's wrong? Remember, sometimes you just get trailed out and that is okay. Or sometimes you take profit, it keeps going, but you stuck to your rules. Let me tell you guys something. If you stick to your rules and you have a profitable strategy, it's going to be okay in the long term. Don't get caught up in the hype. Can I get a yes in the chat if that resonates with you, if you're feeling that in the audience? I'm going to take a look at what you guys are currently trading here in the audience. There's lots of comments here coming in. Thank you for that feedback, by the way. NZD CAD being traded. Web Trades says I'm short on UK 100. Had a short on it, decided not to want me, unfortunately. Lots of yeses in the chat resonating with that. So thank you guys for that. A lot of people trading gold, currently long gold, says Luke. GBP USD sell. KL13 says gold. Uwama says I'm long on gold. And Comic Compilation says gold and euro yen. Cool. Lots of gold comments. I'm going to give you guys my take on gold here. Let's go there first. So gold is still just a beast. And yesterday, I had some comments that came in that were frustrated with me. And let me be the first to say, I am not here to give you guys signals on what to trade. I'm genuinely here trading my own money. I'm doing my thing each and every day. And I have the honor and the privilege to be here with you guys talking markets and sharing this passion with people all over the world. But don't get it twisted. I'm not here to do your homework. I'm here doing my thing, sharing my opinions, my analysis. And I'm not encouraging anybody to get on here and be lazy and just copy me. I'm here giving you my ideas and my research that I've done on these currency pairs, assets, indices, things like that. I did not catch this trade, and I am still waiting for this trade to potentially set up for me on gold. Okay, so what I'm looking for on gold, guys, is I am looking for the pullback. Will I get the pullback? Maybe, maybe not. That is where the patience part of trading comes in. You have a setup. I mean, this is a clear as day setup for me on the technical analysis perspective. 1960 is it. That is the level for me to potentially look for an entry as a swing trader. Now, if you're a day trader, you might say, well, you know, I'm trading it long and I'm in and out over here. That's fine. Do your thing. I'm happy for you. If you're making money, who am I to judge, right? My only kind of thought for me is I need this to pull back in order for me to potentially get an entry. And so I get, you know, people who sometimes comment, they'll be like, well, Nick, you played it like you got played, right? You missed the whole move. And that might be true. And I might just straight up miss the move if this thing keeps rallying. But I've done this for a long time. I know where I need to enter my trades, how I need to manage my trades, how I need to manage risk on my trades. And at the end of the day, whether you're watching me or some other YouTuber in the trading space, you shouldn't let what I say be law to you. I am not a crystal ball owner. I do not play the markets perfectly all the time. I trade my own money. I've been doing this for years, but I'm not perfect and nobody is. Trust your own analysis, but come to these come to my channel as well as the A1 Trading YouTube channel and other channels that we bring onto the show to learn something, to pick up things, but don't look for easy, cheap signals from people. I promise you, it's a bad way to approach trading and it doesn't leave you any better off if you just try and copy people. So again, my concept here is 61.8. I'm looking for that retracement. It lines up beautifully with past levels of resistance. And I'm looking for a possible entry on the long side if we can get it. Okay. Hannah says, as a young beginner, I cannot thank you enough for your analysis and fundamental lessons. Hannah, thanks for watching the stream. And thank you for the positive comment. You guys are the best. I know I'm being a little, you know, warning today, harsh. I'm not trying to sound negative or anything. I'm just trying to make you guys aware. people lose a lot of money in the markets. It's not an inviting place. I mean, on the outside looking in, it looks inviting, but once you get into the markets, you're like, oh my gosh, this stuff is hard work. And I don't want to sell it as anything other than that. Okay. Every time I trade gold, it always blows my accounts. What can I do, please? I need help. If you're trading gold and you're blowing your accounts, either your account size is way too small to be trading gold. You need a good size. If you're trading on a forex broker and you're even trading it with 0.01, you need probably $1,000 in an account. Otherwise, you're going to be over leveraging per trade. So don't even touch gold if you have less than $1,000 in your account, in my personal opinion. If you're trying to risk like 1%, it's going to be very hard to do so on $1,000 account, right? So where's gold at? Well, gold, let me see real quick. We're going to take a look at the EDGEFINDER for a moment, see if we can find something here in terms of gold. It's still got a buy rating overall. This is giving us a +4 on the EDGEFINDER, which is, of course, going to give us a buy rating here. COT bias shows institutional money is still very long gold right now. This is a key thing that we pay attention to. We look at the smart money tracker or the commitment of traders data, same thing. We're also taking a look at retail. Retail right now, I just happen to know, I was looking at this just prior to the stream. I want to show you guys this. Retail is really betting against gold right now. Take a look. We've got 70% of retail trading positioning is on the short side of the gold market. Now, why is that meaningful? Well, again, we know that retail traders typically are on the wrong side of great trends that are occurring in the markets. Not always, but very often, and often enough to mention it. Okay, so I want you guys, if you're looking at gold here today, here's something to pay attention to. Gold, 70% of retail traders are short. We use that as a bullish signal, okay? Because again, we are kind of going against what the crowd is thinking there. But let's flip it around on its head and let's take a look at what the pros are doing. Let's look at what the hedge funds and asset managers are doing. Well, here it is. Gold, they're very long. Okay. So we have this data pulled in automatically by our software once a week. We pull in the COT data and we pull in retail sentiment every 30 minutes. So this data is coming in live. You can see the little updates coming in across the screen, the little bar going back and forth. We're pulling data constantly to try and keep things up to date. So COT data shows us that pros are long and retail data shows us that the amateurs are short. Okay. Take that as you will. Now, if I go back to this chart on gold, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, so that for me means that now if I'm looking at it from a technical perspective, a long trade makes a lot of sense to me. Okay. So I'm looking for this pullback. I'm going to be patient. It may or may not occur today. It may be tomorrow. It may be next week. But I will wait for it and see if I can find it. And that is the only way I'm going to be trading gold going forward right now. Okay. Yeah. So let's take a quick look here at the dollar in reference to this. Dollar has been rising a little bit, which is interesting. You'll notice that gold also making a move up while the dollar makes a move up. It can happen. It is somewhat rare. Probably one of these will crack. Usually dollar moves up, gold moves down, dollar moves down, gold moves up, right? Usually. But right now we see dollar and gold making a move up. I would say there's probably a good shot that one of these cracks and comes down while the other continues. For short-term pullback purposes, I'm personally kind of hoping that, hope's a bad word in trading, but I'm going to be able to get a pullback trade if the dollar continues to strengthen and gives gold a little bit of a haircut, right? Gets me back to my entry points that I discussed here previously. So dollar, I do think, and this is why I'm not rushing to take a bunch of trades, guys, the dollar has been quite oversold in the shorter term. We're looking at a 4-hour chart and look at this momentum to the downside that has kind of started to fizzle out. Now, am I bullish on dollar? No. I'm not. I'm actually bearish on dollar, but I think that even if you're bearish on something, you can recognize, hey, there's probably some potential for this thing to move back the other direction. And for me, I don't personally trade those pullbacks, but in a moment, we are actually going to be speaking with somebody who I know does very often. Gary, FX Big Dog, is going to be joining us on the show momentarily to discuss this concept. And he does this very frequently. I've known Gary for a while, know his trading style. He actually will trade and catch these pullback moves in something maybe dollar. I don't want to speak for him. He'll be here to speak for himself, but perhaps he's looking at dollar and he's saying, well, there's been a bit of an overextended move. Maybe there's an opportunity to ride this pullback. So again, there is that opportunity. And that's why we bring guests on the show who trade differently than just myself. I don't want this to just be an echo chamber where you only hear my style. And Gary is great for that. So we are going to be joined by Gary. Let me say something real quick in terms of the Edge Finder. I mentioned this software. If you guys would like access to this data is something that my company, A1 Trading, we build software tools for traders. We've been in the business for several years building software, and this tool specifically has been out for about 1.5 years. If you guys would like access to this data, here's 2 things for you to consider. If you'd like to check it out or get a tour or download course material about this software to learn more, we're going to drop 2 links here. The first one here that we're dropping is course material as well as a tour of the Edge Finder that you could set up with our team. So we're going to drop that link in the chat right now. If you click this link, it's going to take you to a place where you can sign up for a trial. Here it is. So this is all the information you need for a trial or tour to check out the Edge Finder to see if that would be a fit for your trading. We don't want to sell this to just anybody. We want to make sure it's a correct fit for you in your trading journey. That's the first thing I will say. And the second thing I will say is that if you're somebody who is very aware of how the software works and you've been on the sidelines and watching the streams and thinking about, hey, maybe that software would be cool to pick up, let me just give you guys fair warning. We are currently doing a half-off sale, and it is ending in 1, 2, 3 days. So we have 3 days left on the half off sale before this price goes away forever. We are not doing another 50% off sale on the Edge Finder for the foreseeable future. Maybe I shouldn't say forever, very long time. We have no plans to do another half off sale anytime soon. If you guys would like access to the 50% off sale, we just dropped another link in the chat. This is what it looks like. Thank you to the producer for dropping that. Click this link. It's going to take you to a direct message center where you can have a conversation with a representative on our team who can help you out with the software, answer your questions, set up a call if you'd like, but at the very least, you can lock in that half off sale before the sale ends. Again, this is the biggest discount we've ever done on the Edge Finder and probably ever will do. So there you go. Take advantage of it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back and be joined by Gary. We could talk a little bit more about this dollar move and see if we can find some opportunities that may be moving in the dollar, gold, indices, etc. So we're going to be joined by Gary in just a moment. Don't go anywhere, and we'll see you right after this.
Attention A1 Trading Show fans. If you're interested in getting free access to the Edge Finder or our premium trade alerts, listen up. For a limited time, our show's partner broker 8cap is giving out free access to our products when you sign up for a new trading account with them. If you already have a broker, you may want to consider switching to 8cap because of their low trading costs, a wide range of trading assets, and their amazing customer support. If you'd like to get access to our software and Discord server for free, click the link being dropped in the chat right now and ask one of our team members for more information. Don't miss your chance for free products and an award-winning broker. Now back to the A1 Trading Show.
And we are back now with Gary, Mr. FX Big Dog. Hey, Gary, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well, Nick. How are you doing?
I'm good, and good to have you back on the show. I mentioned you earlier a little bit, and I'm hoping that you can help us out with this dollar concept. Before we jump into the dollar, let me just say, if you guys have never seen Gary on the show before, he comes on once a week. FX Big Dog is his YouTube channel. You can search that up if you'd like. He also has Traders Network Club. He's got 2 different YouTube channels for you guys to check out. So stick around with us, and maybe you'll learn something with Gary. I know I always do. So Gary, dollar move here recently really sold off. Was I right or not right about you potentially looking at this for possible pullback plays to trade? Was I right or was I out of line there?
No, absolutely spot on. Because Nick, what happens in the market is we have wave structures that constantly form, right? In the market, whatever goes up must come down, whatever goes down must come up. And the reason why it does that is because the market moves in these wave structures. And so as a institutional trader, as a big play in the market, you would probably want to find those big trends and hold on to those trends for months to go. But us as retail traders, we cannot. I mean, it just doesn't pay us to hold on to a trade that's going to take us months to get paid out. Unless we're building onto that trade. I get that point. But if you're going to be placing a trade and you're going to wait 6 months, we all know that the market moved maybe 600 pips in 6 months or 1,000 pips in 6 months. And if you only go one position on that, it doesn't really pay us as retail traders because we go in with so much lot sizes, and those lot sizes can only produce so much result. What's good for us as retail traders is we need to be in and out, day traders, in and out the market constantly. And so what we need to do is we need to look for these turning points in the market. So going to the dollar has gone ahead and fallen. If you go ahead and move to my chart here, you'll see that the dollar index has moved down to a 1.618. Now that is a turning point. It's also at a previous major low, which means that there's going to be bounce. Price is going to reject that level, and we're going to see a bounce off that. Now, when we see things like that, obviously we need to go down to lower time frames and review it. Now, I have spoken to my followers over this last few days, and I did say to them that this week is going to be turnaround week. In fact, I said that trend traders are going to find it very difficult to continue with the trend because we're going to see turnaround. Here's a great example. Dollar index bounces off at that support level. We've been looking at the pound US dollar. And on your point, I've been selling pound US dollar because of this resistance here on the pound. So if you see over here on the top, we've got resistance. We're trading at the 144. This is a key level that the market could turn around because we're looking for a finished, or let's say a complete fifth wave move in the structure. And so we're anticipating pound to sell off due to that reason. And yeah, we had it. Now, clearly, there was some news that came out this morning. It was CPI. And I said to the followers this week, I said, hey, this year, I think based on what we had last week with the US CPI coming out way lower than they anticipated. They actually forecast 3.1 and came out at 3.0. And the same thing with the pound. I said, if we get a number that's lower than forecast today, we're going to get that move down south. And I said, that's the only thing that could help us get this pair down south is CPI numbers come out much lower. And it did. CPI came out much lower this morning for the UK. And we saw this bearish move in the pound. And it was also a technical setup. Everything was technically set up that the market was looking for a corrective move. And we traded it, and we're in that trade.
Yep, no, that's awesome. And I think, your mention there when it comes to the pound's CPI number this morning for the more, fundamental traders in the room, I just wanted to make reference to that. So inflation did come out for the UK here this morning. For us, it was, of course, 2 a.m. I happen to know Gary and I are both on the East Coast. And so that puts us at 2 a.m. Eastern time. Well, guys, this year over year number from the UK, to your point, Gary, really caused a tank in the pound against the dollar especially, but I'm sure across the board, as 7.9% got printed. Now, of course, us in the US, this is, this seems terrible now that we're crossing into the 3 kind of territory for inflation. But again, the UK has really, really struggled. They had a hard time even cracking the 10s for a while. They did get down to 8.2 as a forecast, but we actually saw 7.9. This compared to previous quarter, which was 8.7. This is a huge drop. 8.7% inflation previously down to 7.9% inflation year over year in the UK. This is a move in the right direction for them. The question is, with all this rate hiking stuff that's going on around the world, there's a room of opinions, I would say, when it comes to will this cause any recessions or bigger backlash later on. But regardless, to your point there about the pound, Gary, that's a big move. And you caught that on the technical side as well. On that pound dollar move, I want to ask you, where do you see that going and how? So many times, that's the entry you caught. You caught that resistance point on the higher time frame. How do you play that going forward, and where do you look to kind of scale out or take profits? How would you manage that trade for people who aren't as familiar with your style?
Right. So there's 2 ways to trade it, and I'm not one to hold trades. And let me take a step back here. So if I look at the daily time frame, right? The daily time frame right here indicates that price had moved in a 5-way structure. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, and we came up here 5. So what normally happens when the market completes a structure, it doesn't matter what time frame it is, when we complete a 5th wave, price chases after the 4th wave low. The 4th wave low is all the way down here at 1838. Now, some might say, well, that's too far. It's not going to get there. It doesn't really matter. It's about your strategy, right? You found a turning point. If we identify a turning point, now you decide how you're going to trade it, whether you're going to scalp it down, whether you're going to go ahead and trade counter trend line breaks going down, whether you're going to go ahead and trade trends going down on a lower time frame, like the 15-minute time frame. you can make a decision of how you want to trade that. Now, me personally, I know that the market's gone ahead and turned at a turning point, and it's chasing after another turning point. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for trends that are going to start developing on the 1 hour, the 15-minute time frame, and I'm going to trade that trend until it breaks. And the thing here is I have to also realize, because there are swings in different time frames, which means that whatever time frame I'm trading, it'll have different targets based on the time frame. So which means that I would follow, let's say, a 1 hour time frame. I would look at my swings, look at my extensions, trade towards those extensions and take my profit and not hold on to that trade expecting it to go down to 18 and change because it's a smaller time frame, you know. And what happens if I do that and I place stop losses based on that that time frame, I'd probably get stopped out every time the market comes to a deeper correction move before the next downside move. So you got to really look at the time frame that you're trading and apply it accordingly. I mean, your targets and your stop losses.
No, that makes sense. And I think, you know, you've got that marked on your chart there, that red zone or pinkish orangish zone that you've got right around that 1.2840. Looks like it may be kind of a point where you might find some buy pressure or some interest there for perhaps from the bulls. Would you be looking to take off some of the trade at that point, or what do you think?
So here is, let me go down to the 1 hour. So here's the 1 hour setup right here. So if I look at my 1 hour setup, this is particularly what I look at. So here is the last wave structure going down. And already we can see that price has already broken down and gone way past the 1.68, which means that this move right here is going to be a corrective move. So we're in an oversold condition right now on the 1 hour. So which means that we're all going to see some upside moves. So exactly what you pointed out. There is that previous high that's going to create this support for the market. The market's going to bounce off that. We're going to see a corrective move in the 1 hour time frame, which means that price is going to pull back slightly, and then it's going to set up for the next bearish move to the downside. And so our next target will be at 28.70. It's 28.20. What's that? 28.27. I haven't got my glasses, but 28.27 will be the next downside move after the correction move. So yes, there is a corrective move due. It might be short because of the CPI numbers, short pullback, then another dip down south. And then once it dips down there, then what happens is we create this larger AB move, which means that the same structure we spoke about on the larger time frame is going to happen here. Where price creates a 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be 5. And then what's going to happen is we're going to have a deeper retracement to take out wave 4, and then it's going to start the next downside move on the pound. And so that's the structure. I've learned through the years of trading that if you don't have a game plan, I mean, if you think about football, right? I'm talking about gridiron. If you talk about football, there's a playbook, and that playbook is laid out. And so when you're a quarterback and you get that ball, you know what play is going to lay out. And if you get your players running in a different direction, what do? You throw the ball out. You just get rid of it, right? The same thing with trading. If we don't see the structure, if we have a playbook on how we expect the market to play out, and that goes different, everything is scattered, is not the way the playbook should be, then you throw the ball out. You just stand aside. And so I'm going to look at structure all the time. And if my players are in line and they are on the right routes, then I'm going to go ahead and let that ball go and release. But if this play changes and there's something broken, we call it the alternative, which is, of course, throw the ball out, the play is off. And so that's what we're looking at all the time. And to that point, if we take a look at gold, I know you mentioned gold, and you mentioned that retail traders are short on gold, and we've got the institutional traders that are buying gold or are long on gold. If I take a look at gold here, and we take a quick look, the same structure we spoke about on the pound US dollar is happening here on gold. And so this rally, people go, oh, yeah, Gary, you're wrong. You spoke about 1,800 for gold to get down. No, I'm not wrong. The market has just taken a short-term correction, and that's what it is. Because if you look over here, and again, who knows? This could be a push out on retail traders, which means that if retail traders are short right now, what ends up happening? Institutional traders push them out of the market. How do they do that? They push the market in the opposite direction, right? And so if they don't understand how the market works and how the structure works, because humans are very predictable, And the market moves based on human behavior. And if we see the market doing this, where it creates a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, what's price going to do? What's price going to? We know the structure, the playbook is that it chases after the fourth wave high, which is up here. And price has gone ahead and retraced back up, and it's going to set up its next move. Maybe it goes up higher, but what's going to happen is it's setting up its next move to go back down. So I'm going to say that gold is at some point going to turn and is going to head back down south, because we still have what I like to call an unhit target down here at wave 4 right here. Hold on, my thing's not working here. There we go. It's still waiting to take out this wave 4, because here is that wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so, Nick, basically what I'm doing is I've got a playbook, and I'm playing those plays until that structure breaks out. If the structure is completely destroyed, then I'm throwing that ball out of the park, because I don't want this play to take place.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And that's the thing, Gary. I mean, you mentioned you've been doing this for a while. I've been doing this for a while. The one thing I will always go back to, and I've been on this point a lot recently. People look for easy outs in the markets. They look for people to copy and to give them all the answers and that sort of thing. And while there are ways to certainly learn and utilize the abilities of traders who are far more knowledgeable than yourself, it still requires you to kind of know what's going on and to, have a level of understanding of what the game plan kind of is, the playbook that's set out in front of you. When it comes to trading, it's very, very important. If you're going to be trading, if you're going to be managing your own money and trading the markets, if you don't have a plan, you're toast. You're not going to make it. It's just way too, there's way too many adversities when it comes to trying to trade, and if you don't have a plan, you're just going to be very confused. And it's like you said, the quarterback, when he's going to throw the football, the playbook that has been, pre-planned has been practiced, it's been prepared. And if anything starts to go, there's a outline for what to do in all scenarios. There's no, well, so-and-so said this about, the idea, maybe I should change what I'm doing, right? There's always a set plan, and, profitable traders, they stick to those plans no matter what. And it's very, very important. Gary, I want to thank you for coming on. We've spent about 25 minutes here together. I do want to also let people who are in the audience know that you have your own content on YouTube, you have your own following, and you offer different services that people may be interested in hearing more about. Where's the best place for people to find out more about yourself, your what you do, that sort of thing?
The best thing to go is to go to Traders Network Club. Start over there, because there you have all the support you need. You can ask all the questions. We have online support there. Get all the questions you can be answered. There's services there that can be looked at and reviewed. But start off there, because it's that place where we get to help you. And what we're trying to do is, and Nick, this has been my goals. I mean, you got to pay forward at some point in your life. When you've been involved in certain things in your life, it comes to a point where you've got to start paying forward. Now, everything obviously costs something. We're not trying to rip people off, but what we're trying to do is provide a service and help traders to start seeing success at early stages of their career. And that's something that I never had 30 years ago, and I'm sure you also struggled a lot in the beginning stages. But what everyone needs is a mentor, right? Everyone needs a mentor and shown the right path from the get-go. And there's too many traders, unfortunately, There's good content out there, but there's a lot of bad content out there. And what we don't need to start off with bad habits in our trading, because it's really tough to let that go. And it really destroys traders very early in the early stages of their career. So start off at tradersnetworkclub.com.
Very true. Thank you, Gary, very much for coming on the show. And again, we will see you. Gary is a weekly contributor to the A1 Trading Show, and we're always grateful to have you on. Gary, have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you, Nick. You too, buddy. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Always good to have Gary on, and a pleasure to have him on. Gary has been trading for a number of years, guys. And anytime you get the chance to listen to somebody who's been doing this for a long time, I know I listen up, because there's always something you can learn from somebody who has seen more, done more, been involved in more. So, it's very important. So anyways, make sure to check out Gary. I do also want to say, I think we have our giveaway going on, but maybe what we'll do here is we're going to wait until perhaps tomorrow's stream to go through this and see if we get some more comments to go through on the tweet. If you guys did miss out on earlier when we talked about the tweet, maybe we could drop that link one more time. I think, hold on, let me see if I still have it. I'm going to drop this link here in the chat. If you guys want to enter our giveaway, we're doing a 1 month free VIP inside of our Discord. All you have to do to enter for a chance to win is comment, respond to the prompt that we put on the A1 Twitter here this morning. Yeah, make sure to comment there, and also follow on Twitter if you have not already. We're very active on Twitter and doing a lot of good stuff and giveaways and that sort of thing over there. So if you're a fan of the show, make sure you're following on Twitter for the latest on that side of things. Remember, guys, I did mention also, if you did not hear about it, we have 3 days left on our half off sale on the EDGEFINDER. It is a massive discount that we are doing on our software. It is ending soon. If you would like more information about it, please message us right here using this direct message link. It will take you to speak with a support representative on our team. We have a couple of people who are trained to help set up people with copies of our software. If you want access to the commitment of traders data, the retail sentiment tabs, the bank signals, the central bank forecasts, our daily watch lists. If you want all of that data sent directly to you through a easy to use browser-based software that we have spent the last 1.5 years building, make sure to find out more information now by sending us a direct message. And again, it is 50% off. There are only a few days left remaining on this event before we close down the price and it goes back to its usual cost. So yeah, make sure. SSKKZZ said, I just purchased. Thank you. Hey, that's awesome to hear, and enjoy the software. Like I said, we have a support line. If you ever have questions or you need anything, if you're someone who recently purchased it or you're thinking about purchasing it, please hit up my team. We are always available to help you out to make sure you get the most out of the software and to see if it's a fit for your trading. Thank you guys very much for tuning in to today's show. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you back tomorrow. See ya. You've only got 3 days left before the EDGEFINDER price goes back up, and it is no longer 50% off. The EDGEFINDER is a trading software tool that traders around the world are using to find better trade setups right now, using things like the Smart Money Tracker, which reflects the COT reports, retail sentiment. It also tracks seasonal trends for traders who are looking to take advantage of seasonality, and it creates a watch list each and every day for traders that use this from all over the world. People in North America, in parts of Africa and Asia and Europe are all using the EDGEFINDER to build better data-backed trading setups. If you've been watching the channel for a while and you're familiar with our software, then I want to let you know that our half-off sale is ending soon, and I don't want you to miss out. If you would like to get more information about the software, make sure to message us right now using the link that is down below. You'll be connected directly to someone on our team to ask them about the half-off sale. But wait, it gets better. If you direct message us, it's 55% off. You get an extra 5% off just by messaging someone on our team who can connect you to the tool, get you set up, and if you'd like, you can set up a call to go over the software if that would be helpful to you. We want to make sure this software is a right fit for you. We're not just trying to sell this to anybody, and we'd like to connect and get to know you before we sell you the software. So again, click that link and let us know that you're interested in the half-off sale before it ends. And remember, 55% is available if you do direct message us now.